Welcome.
Well, I'm a peanut bar, and I'm here to say your checks will arrive on another day, another dime, another rhyme, another dollar, another stuffed shirt, and another white collar. Criminals, Wall Street taking a pie, and a black man gets in a plate of white lies. Prisons recruiting them, police be shooting them, rap artists looting them, labels looting them. Barack Obama is scared of me because I don't swallow knowledge and I spit it for free. Let me clear my throat.
Something tells me he lied to us.
An elaborate ruse from day one. I salute you, sir. That was perfect.
Something tells me.
I've had dreams of hijacking the opening like that. That was... Wow.
That terrified me. He started screaming. I said,
He wouldn't be denied.
Barack Obama is scared of me. Because I don't swallow knowledge and I spit it for free. Let me clear my throat. And how terrified he looks after he does it. He's like, I don't know
He
what
recited
happened.
that shit like Uncle Ruckus.
No, he was reading that. There's no way he recited that.
Amen.
Well,
No, not I. I'll stay around, let love fly.
we're here to cover House of the Dragon season 3, episode 3. I don't know what to say.
No titles, no names. Just you know who it is. You saw what happened.
It's Jadoti, Vaughn, and Leo covering House of the Dragon first time on TV. Dog, what the? I want to paint the picture for y'all. We started doing this opening, and then Leo was like, hold on, wait. I got some problems going on in my headphones. This sounds crazy. We thought it was some technical difficulties, so we started it over again.
He hit your ass with the barking dog inbounds play.
I was, if you had noticed, I was trying to do it, but I heard, like, when I talked, I was like, whoa. Like, that's why I was like, okay, I'm having an issue here. I was going to do it the first time. So then I said, I got to reset this. I gotta fix this.
Nigga said.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just had to reset the play. Back up top.
Swing it.
That's what I'm saying.
So Leo's feeling good. Vaughn, how you feeling, bro?
So much better now. That was possibly one of my favorite moments of the pod ever.
That was good. That was really good. I'm gonna mark that.
Yes, their clip right there.
What you eating for dinner, Vaughn?
It's like lemon chicken orzo soup, right? Yeah, that.
Nigga eating
Going down. I'm
fancy.
excited.
Lemon chicken orzo soup. I'm excited to be here. Excited to talk about this episode. Excited for y'all to leave a like, subscribe, follow, wherever you listen to the podcast. Follow us on TikTok, First Time On Set Pod, along with IG, and on Twitter, it's First Time On Set. Subscribe to the YouTube, join the Patreon. We're gonna add more stuff on the Patreon soon enough. We really with these double like House of the Dragon, or just first time on TV and then movie coverage. This Patreon has fallen.
It's
by the
first time
wayside.
on Sweatshop right now.
He said it, not me. We pay them a working wage.
Ain't received a dime.
Well, maybe I don't know.
I haven't had tuna tartare in months.
That's disgusting.
This is Griffin's fault for real.
It really is. Everything loops back to Griffin.
It does.
I'm excited to talk about this episode. Some program reminders upcoming. You know, this usually comes out on Tuesdays, but this will be a Wednesday episode, but we'll go back to Tuesdays next week. Hopefully everything goes right and we're all here and in good health. I will be recording from a hotel room. So y'all see the
Undisclosed
scenery.
location.
Undisclosed location. I'm getting flued out. Angel Reese. Just kidding. Let me not say that.
Just kidding.
But I'm the problem.
You are the problem. You're one of many.
I am.
Coming out on Monday, we are doing our coverage of The Invite. Admittedly, I forgot Evil Dead Burn came out at the same time, but because I care about Lael, I'm not making us do double duty, especially with us having to record on Saturday. Opposed to, I'm giving you guys a whole bunch of behind the scenes information y'all don't even fucking care about.
Peel the curtain
But
back. They need to know.
Lael, you're welcome that we're just doing one movie. I did that with you in mind.
Do you have the
You're
next few
welcome.
lined up? Do you know what else is coming down the pipeline?
Odyssey and Spider-Man. Well,
Jesus, I'm already?
Odyssey breaks Spider-Man. I forgot what's in the middle of Odyssey and Spider-Man, but that may be another fuck around episode. We'll see.
Yeah, another silly Billy.
Nope, never mind. We're not. He's not on it. Because the fuck is this silly Billy?
It's from Jenkins and Jones, man.
I don't think I'm familiar.
That's a real shame. We'll fix that off pod.
Oh, Jenkins, like the podcast.
Yes.
I don't listen to other podcasts as an art podcast, so.
You listen to the Midnight Boys. You just did programming reminders. Man, tell me about the episode, dog.
No, I do, but I don't listen to them anymore because they're my direct competition.
That you're just actively stealing from.
Program reminders.
If you're going to do programming reminders, at the very least, do it like Van does it.
No, that's dick riding. And you're trying
He's
to
very against that.
You're trying to get me to do something that's nasty. Program reminders is a term that has been used for generations.
I'm personally partial to church announcements.
See? Yeah, but we're here to talk about the episode. So let's get into it. You guys excited? You guys ready? You ready to go back in the world of Westeros, King's Landing, the ghetto?
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay. Episode 3, Rhaenyra Triumphant. Directed by Claire Kilner, written by Sarah Hess, aired July 5th, 2026. Bear with me, I have to read. With my finger. Ormond reluctantly submits to Daemon, who takes Daeron. Is it Daeron or Darren?
Darren, I think.
Daeron. Targaryen hostage and tells Rhaenyra. Side note, I heard someone say you throw like Jones or Jackson in front of at the end of any Targaryen name and it sounds like a nigga.
Do the knowledge. We was Valerians.
they said Daenerys Evans or some shit like that. The shit was funny. Ormond reluctantly submits to Daemon, who takes Daeron Targaryen hostage and tells Rhaenyra they should execute him. Corlys informs Rhaenyra that the treasury has been emptied. Alicent suggests declaring Aegon dead, and Rhaenyra agrees. The High Septon refuses to anoint Rhaenyra without proof of Aegon's death and warns her not to antagonize the faith. Corlys names Alan his heir and asks Rhaenyra to legitimize him and Adam. Rhaenyra hears our petitioners and learns that the wealthy have starved the small folk. Daemon knights Adam, Hugh, and Ulf, but Rhaenyra does not legitimize Adam. Rhaenyra hosts a banquet for the city's nobility, but serves them rats and has the city watch raid their storehouses for hoarded food. Daemon unsuccessfully urges Rhaenyra to seize the world using their dragons. She later addresses the small folk and distributes food with Mysaria feud. Corlys chastises Rhaenyra for not legitimizing Adam despite her own children's parentage and calls them bastards. Rhaenyra allows Alicent to see Daeron, but she does not recognize him. The boy reveals that Ormond forced him to pose as Daeron. A dragon keeper informs Rhaenyra that Ormond has seized the town of Tumbleton and is keeping a young dragon within its walls. The end. Big episode. This is the unofficial premiere of season 3. You know, we talked about episodes 1 and 2 being like 9 and 10 of season 2. This is the first with the new status quo. Everything shifted. And we're here in a new King's Landing under a new rule. 3 seasons in the making. Lael, I'm coming to you first. What were your thoughts on episode 3?
I like it. I feel like we're on a pretty good start to this season so far. Granted, I feel like, last 2 episodes are last season, but still, what I'm getting this year, I do like so far. We're seeing Rhaenyra make a lot of De'Aaron Foxes, as I'm going to call them. A lot of bad decisions here. First of all, you don't find rats in a place where you all having an issue with food and not put them niggas to work. I've seen Ratatouille. She didn't put the motherfuckers in the kitchen. She could have served up some real food.
She did put him in the kitchen.
No, she could. She put him in the kitchen the wrong way. Remy ain't never
They
gonna
was
work for
responding to
Rhaenyra
the
now.
job posting like, yo, I heard y'all was looking for a new sous chef. And it was, oh, no.
Remy is never gonna work for her no more. She did a genocide. Like,
Have you seen like the clips where they do like the crawfish and they come back and they're like, no, my family.
Is that not the second time we've mentioned this? Or am I tripping? Did we not mention crabs get boiled the
At
last
this
episode
point,
too?
I'm having a hard time discerning what's not pod and what is pod.
Yeah,
From
I'm about to
here
say, I
to the
just
conversations
didn't
before and
remember.
after, our text messages, it's all one pod.
Fair enough.
but yeah, I like the episode. It's been fun. Yeah, pass it to Vaughn.
This episode is a perfect season premiere because, like you said, we've talked about it. This is how I'm choosing to frame how this goes for my own enjoyment. It's a great premiere, and it sheds light on something that's very near and dear to me in a different circumstance. I love to watch dudes go out in public and shoot bad shots at ladies. Because my response is always, okay, if that goes right, now what? And that was they built the entire episode out of, okay, this ridiculous plan finally works out. Now what? And we had no answers for it. And it was, I don't know, disorienting and enthralling and anxiety inducing in a way I can probably only compare it to the Seven Fishes episode of The Bear.
Not that much.
Not that much, but it's like the only thing I can really remember that taps into that feeling the same way. But I enjoyed it.
Someone on Twitter, which I think is very funny, compared Rhaenyra and Daemon taking over King's Landing and running King's Landing to Shiv and Kendall Roy taking over Waystar Royco in succession, in the sense that it's theirs because of birthright and by who they're related to, but they're big dumb dipshits and they're not equipped to
No applicable skills, yeah.
handle this whatsoever. But
I don't know if either of them have the moxie of Kendall.
Damon has the moxie
Fair.
of Kendall. Are you kidding me?
Did you see how Kendall was pumping himself up, getting ready for those speeches? I don't know.
Who among us hasn't hyped ourselves up to a little beastie boy?
For me, this is what I'm talking about, dog. This is some good shit right here. This is some good. I think I mentioned the last episode, how I come to Game of Thrones for like the conversations and the scheming and a lot of the character stuff. This, I feel like, is the first time they've done something legitimately different with this show. And the reason why I attached to Night of the Seven Kingdoms is because it felt like, oh, this is the world that I've been in, that I'm accustomed to, that's familiar, but the way in which they're telling the story and they're presenting it is different. That's how I feel about this episode. It is small in scale. This is the first time we've ever gotten just one POV for the entire episode. Everything was Rhaenyra. It was Rhaenyra's POV from the offset until the end. And from the score, to Vaughn's point, how disorienting it was, how nerve-inducing it was, like everything about this, it excited me in a way that big battles can't, because we have these personal struggles, and seeing the ramifications of these decisions and everything that built up for these 2 seasons into this moment, and seeing just how ill prepared everyone involved is, I thought it was incredible. And another masterclass performance by Emma Darcy. This shit rocked.
She is hooping. She
They.
is hooping.
They.
They are hooping. Excuse me. One on me. That's me. I'll put that in the jar.
Very much hooping. I'm trying not to be too, the nigga dribbling. I'm trying not to be too. Nigga said, do. Nigga said, "Had you
It's
tweet?"
just like last episode when I lost my AirPod, where like panic set in. I'm like, no, he's gonna notice.
that nigga playing 101. Nigga think he ISO Joe.
Do that nigga cut?
I don't want to be too hyperbolic, but this is, I think, one of the best episodes. I won't say it's the best because I obviously have to go back at it, but for me personally, this is probably my favorite or second favorite, no lower than top 3 favorite episodes of House of the Dragon ever. Like, I just love what they did with this. I'm curious of what y'all, before we get into more in-depth conversations about characters, how do y'all feel about the placement of this episode and the kind of unorthodox manner compared to all the other episodes that have come from House of the Dragon? Leo?
I feel like it fits because after all this, it reminds me of Jordan after the season after he lost his dad, had the whole like journey, and he gets the chip and he's just holding it. It feels different seeing all this shit. You have that.
It's that picture every champion since has tried to recreate of him and Kobe. Just
exactly. You got it. This is Ray Ray's moment where she's realizing
I'm in.
Ray.
Yeah,
Ray.
Yeah, I'm bringing it in. I'm starting that Ray. This is Ray Ray's moment where it's like, for the first time, it really reminds me. I don't know. This may be elite ball knowledge if you know. I believe that J. Cole was on Kimmel, with this. Let me double check. J. Cole was on Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, rather, I think it was. And he was talking about he did a song after Freddie Gray was killed.
I knew exactly.
And he brings up the Barack Obama verse. He said, "Who'd have known that they let a nigga steer the ship, but they let a nigga steer the ship, but they ain't tell you that the ship was sinking." And like, damn,
He
this
probably
is
did
what
it better.
Rhaenyra. Yeah, fuck you.
He probably did a little better, but
Fuck
the
you.
point stands.
So Rhaenyra's over here like, damn, I finally get up here. Rats running through this shit. The people hate us right now. Like, everything from what she saw, the love and the grace her dad had is gone. And, like, she's trying to get her bearings in a world after having the traumatic, unfortunate showing of trying to chop a nigga's head off. One swoop was unable. Like, everything is fucked up from her perspective. And I think it really is fitting that we have a change of pace and a focused episode on her, because the whole dynamic of this show is about to change right now. And I think that this is kind of like the turning point, which again would make sense. It would be fitting that this would be a true season opener, as, you know, we've been tracking this whole season.
Turning point Westeros.
Yeah.
Who would? Never mind. I'm not gonna touch that. Vaughn, thoughts on the unorthodox kind of approach to this episode and what it means?
I loved it. I mean, it didn't even click for me that this was the first time we'd gotten an episode all from one perspective until you said it. And so I've just kind of been rewatching the episode in my mind as Lael was talking. You know, in sports, like especially like in basketball playoff series, where you might have a game that isn't an elimination game, but it's still a must win for momentum's sake.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this episode felt like before it started. And the series was extended. Like it gave me everything I needed. Not that my faith was wavering in the product, but it was a big telling moment for what's left of this season, to see what they had in this episode, and they emptied the clip. So no notes. I'm thrilled with this episode and what that means for where we're headed.
Yeah, man. Y'all both made some really good points. Good analogies. Y'all are killing it on these analogies. Proud of you.
Cross tween.
Cross tween. You was dribbling the shit out taking the air all out the ball. Rhaenyra's showing cracks, guys. She's not prepared for this at all.
Can one be prepared is the real question.
I feel like the framing of this episode almost makes me wish that we had gotten this for every time someone takes the throne. Like to see how it affects different people differently. That got to the Iron Throne different ways. Like for this universe, I think that would have been a really fun thing to see, like a day in the life episode for each time somebody new takes the throne.
I can't see Joffrey's.
That's what I wanted to see most. As I'm saying it, that's exactly what I wanted to see.
Seeing Joffrey is like watching your girl play Grand Theft Auto. It's like, oh, I have ultimate power, and then it's like the evil just comes pouring out of them, and then I don't know if I could watch. I can't watch Tommen. I can't watch a sucker ass nigga like that.
Tommen fly.
I think the contrast of each person trying to navigate it though would have made like for a really fun format to follow every time this happens, especially like in the span of watching a series, like every time someone new takes the throne, knowing that next episode would be this specific structure would have been really cool.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I think that would have.
I
I think it would have gotten a little tiresome after a while.
Maybe, but I also feel like it would have
changes.
made the importance on putting somebody on the throne a little heavier, to where it's like, hey, we can't, you know what I'm saying, pass. It can't be the 24/7 championship where it's just getting passed around every time there's a backstage segment.
Mhm.
But I think if the story had picked its spots a little bit better and given us that each time, I think it would have been something really special. But I really enjoyed what they gave.
There's only like 4 or 5 throne changes that we actually really see in this 6. In this, like across all shows, really.
Is that it?
Like for the Iron Throne specifically, you got Robert to Joffrey, Joffrey to Tommen to what that would be Cersei, I guess, right? Cersei to then Daenerys then to Bran, but we don't really see Bran. And then if you go to this show, you have there's only 3 because you have Viserys.
So 8 in total.
Yeah. It's not that many thrones. I think if you do it across the show, it can't get that tired because across like over 100 episodes, you only have 8.
I wonder if it's because the pace of it happens so much more breakneck for House of the Dragon. Anytime I try and explain the series to anybody or try and get them in to watch it so that they'll watch this show and leave us 5 stars. It's always,
man.
It's always, if you like the marathon that is Game of Thrones, you'll love the drag race that is House of the Dragon, where it's just an all-out sprint of a story. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh yeah, niggas ain't ready. That's gonna give me points.
Clip it.
Mark it. To answer your question, Lael, I think she could have been way more prepared instead of her fighting for.
At all would have been cool.
You know, like you could definitely be ready for this if she would have grown up without any hiccups or any questioning her legitimacy. If she was a man, which is what the show is going, you know, that's the point of the show.
This episode too.
If she was a man and she didn't have to worry about anyone questioning her legitimacy, and she could have went through that training and be prepared, because even they mentioned in the show, I forgot which kid it is, Joffrey. I think the kid's name is Joffrey.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, prepare Joffrey, bring Joffrey back from the Vale, prepare him to be my heir. If she didn't have to have that juggling of like constantly questioning if she's going to be heir or not, and they just gave her the opportunity to learn, I think she would have been a lot more prepared. Also, her dad was an awful king and an idiot, so he probably wouldn't have been the best person to learn from, because he lived as Allison says, in a world of his own construction, kind of like in a fantasy world, because he tried to be too much of a pacifist and too much like.
It's that line from Black Panther where it's like, it's hard to be a good man and a good king. And it felt like he kind of put all his efforts into being a decent.
It's like being a parent, or you're when you're struggling to be a parent or a friend of your kid.
A parent or one of your little friends.
Yeah. Like, so I think if she didn't have to fight for her life and for her legitimacy as the heir, she probably would have been more prepared. But obviously it's like you can train all your life to, you know, how to return kicks, da 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 da, or you know how to play linebacker, you know how to play running back, but nothing prepares you for Ray Lewis coming down the A gap and blowing you up. Like you got it. Nothing prepares you for having Aaron Donald and Myles
Shit's
Garrett.
different when Terry Tate, the office linebacker, is, you know what I'm saying, calling out blitzes because you ain't fill up the coffee mug.
My dad would have loved that reference.
That's exactly who it was for.
I guarantee you he does not watch this show. 100%.
What I'm on.
No, I'm talking about House of the Dragon. Okay, hold up. No. That was crazy. That was crazy. You know it was crazy. It's all right.
It's true. We talked about it. And then called you afterwards, after we were done having talk.
After you bitched. But yeah, she doesn't know what to do. And she has Damon in her ear, who's like, smoke them niggas. We're kings. Kill them.
No, he doesn't say kings. He says gods.
Oh, yeah, we're God. My fault. Yeah, you're right. He says we're gods. Kill them. Da 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 da. She has all these different people in her ear dealing with different things, and she definitely just isn't prepared. Part of it is King's Landing being left in a terrible, terrible state by the head cases that are Aemond and Aegon. But also it's just, also just her not being well equipped at this moment emotionally, not even just from a leadership standpoint. Like, she's very emotionally raw at this moment.
Yeah, I think that kind of gets, through the art of the storytelling that they're doing, kind of washed under everything else that's going on. But it's like we're not very far removed from the loss of a son, the adrenaline rush of, you know what I'm saying, overtaking King's Landing. Like, a lot has happened that would have been reasonable to take some time to come down from before you go into the biggest thing you've ever done.
Yo, this nigga. This is this episode of you of my light falling. It's your microphone toppling over.
I was laughing
every
too
2
hard when it
seconds.
happened. That makes more sense.
Karma. But I think also, even that she's overwhelmed, she's also not making the best decisions. Whether it's like the rats and the highborns and playing their faces and feeding them rats and having the King's Guard or the City Watch walk into their houses and rob them. Like,
Ran up in a trap.
You need those people as a leader. You need those people as a leader, whether it's that or if it's the High Septon and her trying to press the High Septon, and faking Aegon's death is an awful decision. Like, absolutely terrible decision. It's going to probably bite her in the butt. And I get it. She is not in her right mind, and she's obviously getting blitzed by 1,000 different things. But these are decisions you got to really think about, because now that you're in the driver's seat and you're on the throne, you got to be more astute and play the game at an even higher clip and a more efficient clip, because everything matters and everything you do matters. Side note, the way the High Septon was talking about his gods, are they not Satanists? The way he was talking.
Well, that applies our world's like religious views.
But I'm saying, like, are they not like would be comparable to ours? I'm not saying they are Satanists.
Why do you say that? Let's work through it.
Big Theo on the case. I'm gonna sit this one out. Y'all got it.
When he said, "My gods don't work in creation; they work in destruction."
No, he said that about her gods.
No, he said my gods. He literally said my
no,
gods.
he said her gods. The
he said
dragons.
my gods
You're
don't.
wrong.
No, he said my gods don't deal in destruction. Those are the High Septon's
Yeah,
gods.
destruction. You said creation.
Yeah,
No.
backwards.
My gods don't deal in creation; they deal in destruction. That's what he said.
Yes.
I'm almost positive he said
they
y'all
are the
stuff.
people. They are the people that have the High Septon in the dragon pit. They're the people that care for the dragons and have an emotional bond with them. The dragons are their gods, not the Targaryens. No, they are. So it's just, he's like,
I think that quote was wrong.
no.
I still do too, but
I'm
Gotta
looking
pick
it.
your
I'm
battle.
looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Because he said, my gods. And warns her not to antagonize the faith. I'm reading the little Wikipedia
source.
thing. The Wikipedia thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't actually take the quote, and that's like the context of that is too loose to determine if the High Septon was saying, which I believe he was. He said, "Your gods don't deal in creation; they deal in destruction." I'm 100% sure that's what he said.
That's not what he said, dog.
Okay.
That's not what he said. Are you reading it? Are you reading it?
I'm trying to find the exact quote because I'm like 100% sure it's what he said.
Where is it at? Hold up. But my
We
whole
need
point,
like the public radio. We'll be right back while y'all are researching.
no, because my whole point is that I'm just saying it was kind of a Satanist thing to say. Is all I'm saying. It's not even that big of a deep thing. It's just like, oh, these niggas a
But
little wild.
that's why I say it depends on the perspective, because if he's saying that about them, he's saying yours are the ones that cause destruction, mine are the one that cause creation.
He's upholding something sanctified. Yeah,
That's why that doesn't necessarily translate there.
Where's this at? It was just a joke, guys.
we've talked too much devil talk on this pod for you to come in here with that weak shit. Against Big Theo, no less. That's crazy.
Big Theo. Oh, because theology. Big Theo's kind
He
of
was using your bag that episode. I ain't give you your flowers. Using your bag.
Big Theo's kind of
I was
dick
trying to. I can't find. There's no actual like script of this to pull a quote.
Just scrub the episode with captions on.
What do you think I'm doing?
That's what he's doing.
I'm sorry, I can't do both of these and talk. I'm going through.
We barely talk.
Then you talk, then nigga.
You set yourself up for that one.
Yeah, it was low hanging.
It was a layup. It was
I've
a
been
true
pawing
layup.
at the mic over here. I gotta catch up.
But I just think she's making decisions that she needs to kind of peel back on. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, yeah. One thing that I feel like everybody, like every universal leader will come in there and say, you don't come in there and just say, oh, I'm really going to fuck all this shit up. And like, I would say that even some of it, like she has some socialist values. I can't even be mad at it. She's like, oh, okay. Y'all want to take everything from everybody. We're going to make this equitable for all. Like, I can't even get mad at that. But I think that the way she goes about some stuff is what's going to fuck her in the end. Because the same way she just had the small folk, as they so affectionately refer to themselves, which is nuts to me.
I have the quote. I'm sorry. He said, she's talking about have they not raised up and casted the usurper aside to show that I'm the heir. I'm my father's heir. And the gods themselves decree that I must rule the seven kingdoms. Have they not raised me up and cast the usurper into ruin? I'm acting right now. That has happened. How has it happened if they did not will it? She walks up, steps up into this nigga. A dragon appeared to me in my greatest need. And then the High Septon says, my gods do not deal in dragons. So I was wrong on the dragons part. They are a profane magic created in darkness and pride and lust for power for impunity. They destroy, but they do not create.
So yes, I was right.
No,
Everyone was wrong. We all lose. Please. Please.
He's talking about his gods.
No, he said they don't deal in dragons. He was saying that you worship the dragons. That's what he's saying.
No.
My gods don't.
They deal
Yeah,
in
that's what I
profane
gathered
magic.
from it too.
They deal in profane magic. They create. He's still talking about his gods.
No, he was saying they do not deal in that. That is outside of reading literacy, motherfucker.
How is that reading
literacy? That is outside of their purview. Are you?
That is a.
You might need to catch it again, buddy.
Dog. Let it go. Let it go.
These.
Take a knee. Take a knee.
I think I'm right.
We know that. We've never been more certain on anything else in life. We know.
Impunity. This is great content.
While you come to terms with that, Leia, what did you think about, as all of this is going on, as the madness and chaos of this hostile takeover is coming to be, the emphasis they put on her menstruating through all of it?
Again, it's the same thing like we're talking about. The idea of womanhood being a part of this, and you could say that it makes it a fair bit harder, I feel like, thing to deal with. Especially, I could imagine in her case where, I don't know, maybe I'm overreading into this. She could look at it as already she feels like people think she's weak, and then she's like, this is happening now. Of course, people are already going to think I'm weak. So it's a hard thing to do. It makes sense because that even kind of goes with the thing where she's like, I'm not small and weak, or whatever that quote was.
Feeble body.
Yeah, like it pulls that back again. So it's all tracking for what she's kind of going through, and kind of the imposter syndrome right now that she's kind of putting on herself. Because at this point, she's there. You've arrived.
The moment is putting it on her, and then she's doubling down on it. Yeah. In her own head about it.
Yeah. What did you think?
It felt like, I don't know how often y'all get calls from the lady homies, or excuse me, the menstruating homies. I don't want to single anybody out, but it feels like all the worst days you'll be sitting there, you know what I'm saying, getting your, oh damn, that's crazy's in, as this story piles up, and then is always, and then my period started. So it felt familiar. It felt like, oh damn, like that was the final straw. But I thought it was really interesting to see her kind of push through it in the name of strength. She kept trying to exude strength while feeling everything kind of weighing her down. And I just thought it was really interesting. At first, I was really nervous. When I saw that that's what they were going to do, I was really nervous of like, please don't make her do something outlandish and blame it on this, because I just don't want to hear that discourse. I have very little faith in fandom at this point.
That would have been shit. That was not even fandom. That would have been shitty writing.
I'm about to say shout out.
No. I mean the discourse that follows.
But it would have been bad writing.
From fandoms.
It wouldn't even be a fandom.
Sure. Yeah, take your beret off. Anyway.
How was that a beret for saying they shouldn't make
it's
woman?
Just funny because you don't like when I tell you to take it off.
but to say, they're making a woman do bad thing because she had her period, saying that's bad writing should not be a beret.
You can be right, and telling you to take the beret off can also be hilarious. Two things can be true.
Go for it. Continue.
I've lost my entire point. What did you think of that? That element?
I mean, I guess I think it's just adding on to the fact that she's just like, this comes at the worst time because she has to at so many levels make it seem like she is the right one, and like the whole issue of her being a woman has been a cloud over her legitimacy and all these different things. So like she's trying to kind of go away, and every turn, even with like her trying to fly to the gullet, she didn't want to wear the jewels. Like there's so many. She wanted the sword, which is very masculine. So it's like, what's so funny?
The way you said that was funny. I don't know why. Masculine.
Yeah.
Had a little kick in it.
But so like she's every way she's trying to hide who she is in a way, which it's sad. But like, it's just another way of them showing like what kind of cloud hangs over Rhaenyra throughout these episodes.
Yeah, shout out Claire Kilner and Sarah Hess for really capturing that too. Mm-hmm. Why it's important, I feel like, to have women in these seats in media, because I feel like they would capture that a lot better than I would. So.
Absolutely.
I think they handle it tastefully. What's funny about that?
Oh, boo!
I think they would handle it better than I would.
You know, like I just don't get women like women do. So
I
like,
didn't say that.
He wants us to hate women so bad.
He's like, I could never.
I'm saying I feel like their perspective of it would have come off in a much better way That's like if Jason Whitlock tried to write, a perspective of a nigga getting women, then it wouldn't make sense coming from him. He can't write that.
Did you see what he said?
He's got to write sitting front line at the barbecue. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying to your point about Jason Whitlock. Did you see what he said about the U.S. men's national team soccer? He said,
no,
they went black, but they didn't get better. He may be top 5 coons.
I mean, May is a strong.
No, I should say, because I was gonna finish it with of all time, but then I had to really think about. There's been a lot of coons in our lifetime, in our parents' lifetime.
Generational industry. He may be top 1.
Oh, industry, he's generationally. 100%.
It's a 2-man race in the industry. Yeah.
Who's the other one? I can
we'll
go
wait
2
till
ways.
further in my media career before I go with that one.
nigga, this is a movie podcast. We ain't talking about you gonna be talking about sports.
I can't take no chances, dog. My phone buzz and just get the "this is Hove" text. I don't want no problems.
Oh,
he's not saying Jay-Z, to be clear. He's giving like the
absolutely
idea.
not. I would never say that.
I'm gonna say Jay-Z mentioned.
I would never say that. The blowout looks amazing.
Lale sweating. He said, "Stop this, Jaden. Stop this, Jay-Z talk.
Please invite us to the brunch. We love breakfast food.
I don't eat breakfast.
All right, don't invite that nigga. Me and Leo love breakfast food. Fuck what he's on.
You and Leo. You and Leo should kiss. You and Leo should kiss at this point. Me and Leo this. Me and Leo that. Nigga, let go of his ass.
We gonna do an episode without him, and it's gonna do
mind you,
numbers.
I've seen Jaden chase 2 breakfast burritos down. Could barely get space in between. So I don't know what he's talking about.
What is chase 2 breakfast? I just got lightheaded. Ooh. Thinking about the
boy,
burritos.
sugars is low.
Literally, I haven't eaten dinner. I haven't eaten anything today, actually.
Me neither.
Probably Leo too. The whole Dame, we forgot to mention Ormond on the last pod. That's my fault. Going completely just.
I was thinking about it as you were rapping and just had to let that go.
You could have said something. You do have a voice here.
It wouldn't have fit. It would have just felt like an add-on. Plus, you already had an add-on when we ended the episode.
That's fine. It's okay. But Ormond.
You see, he'd be trying to derail the pod. You see,
how's that? That's on topic. Ormond had his own kind of play into the sense that Ormond is Alicent's uncle.
That is escaping me too. Cousin?
I believe it was cousin.
Because Gawain is her brother. And Gawain is with. What's up, nigga?
That's such a name. No, I'm not even laughing at you.
It's a real mosh pit of letters.
Gawain Carter. Ormond Hightower, but I guess Ormond's cousin. Maybe Otto's is it, Ormond Hightower in relation to Alicent. There we go. First cousin, yeah, okay, her cousin. Damn, these niggas all over the place. But he has his own play. He has her son, Daeron, warding for him. And the episode starts with Daemon pulling up on him. I forgot where they're at. I can't remember exactly where they are. David pulling up on him, saying Rhaenyra has won and Ormond surrenders, and then Daemon, being the little sly motherfucker he is, was like, "Oh, wait, one more thing. We need the kid." And Ormond gives Daemon the kid, ultimately to find out that it wasn't Daeron. It was some random little boy that they dyed his hair blonde and sent him to King's Landing to his death because they didn't want another heir dead, essentially, in the captivity.
Imagine sitting in a cell hoping your roots grow out for your safety.
Tough. He already knew he was fucked.
I have a hot take about Daemon right now.
Okay.
He's performing like the most high functioning level of Junior Soprano. Where it's like he has the power, and he thinks that he's doing some real fly shit, and he doesn't realize that he's fucking up.
But I will
He
say,
keeps finding himself there.
he had more of he had an ego death that Junior Soprano never had, though.
That is true. But right back here, you saw how cocky he was. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I got the dragons with me. Give me the boy." And he thought he basically hit the Uncle Junior smile when he got him. Like, got him.
Did you see how whimsical it was when he was like, you can dance and party or like whatever. He did something like this. I was like, this nigga moving too good right now. I think there is an oversight, and Vaughn, me and Lael talked about this. I want to bring it to your attention. And listeners, if you guys know more about like dragon lore and things like that, please let us know. But I think the show makes a very good point that the dragon rider has to be dead before
Yes.
another person can take hold of it, I guess, for lack of a better term. So Damon takes Darren, whatever the fuck, who he thinks is the real one, and they leave his dragon Tsarion. Is that how you say the name? With Ormond in them. But wouldn't you, Damon, feel like it's too smart to leave the dragon there? Like leaving the dragon in the possession, ultimately for that dragon to be in Tumbleton and giving them another weapon, I feel like was an oversight. Because at that point, Damon knew that Rhaenyra would have to kill Darren. That was the whole purpose of bringing him, was to get him out of there.
So why not bring the ammunition that would then be available?
That you could give to somebody else instead of just having it. I guess he's like, maybe I have respect for the dragons, so I'm gonna let this one free.
It's hubris.
But it's hubris. It's hubris, right?
It's hubris.
What's your take
The
on that?
show is built on hubris and blunders from people in positions they never should have been. But I don't know. It just feels like they have such a numbers advantage in terms of volume of dragons that their only real concern at this point is the sheer force that Vhagar is bringing. Because once that's off the board, they have every advantage you can fathom. And so I think it was just a matter of hubris of we don't even need that one. We could spare that.
Yeah,
And Sheep Stealer with the shiesty.
they think Sheep Stealer is. I guess Sheep Stealer is still technically, they think it's wild. No, because they think that there was a rider on
No,
it.
they-
Even with a rider, it was
yeah,
wild.
They think it's a rider, but they don't know who it is. They just know it's with Alicent. That's what they said.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they just got another dragon, a random dragon, wouldn't you want to not leave another random dragon just sitting there?
yeah.
Like that.
I would have
just
loved
hubris.
for that to have been part of the episode. In the chaos of all of it, it's like, yeah, we brought him back. It was like, okay, well, didn't he have a dragon? Yeah, well, we left him. Why would you do that? That would have been like, it would have fit in perfectly.
So that's my point where I feel like it kind of comes off as an oversight of like them not actually, unless they follow up with it at the end, but because Rhaenyra gets the information that Tsarion and the real Darren are in Tumbleton and they're fucking holding people hostage. So maybe that's like why didn't you do that? But that seems like something you talk about.
Yeah, you would at least explain your reasoning behind. Yeah. To that point, but same theory. How does that apply for Sea Smoke?
Well, Sea
Like,
Smoke's dead, right? Who's Sea Smoke's? Who's Sea Smoke's rider?
Not Alan, but his brother. Right?
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah,
But he only got him because his rider left, right? Like he didn't die.
Well, I guess it's the you
can
assume that he died. That's the
okay.
that's
I'm
the
trying to
assumption.
figure that out. It's like, is it a forfeiture thing, or I don't know what the logic is there, and they're playing it fast and loose.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that's a great point because that was the whole thing. Is like how did he claim Sea
Right.
Smoke?
Like, how far do you have to get outside of range before you can't pair with your dragon anymore?
Bluetooth don't work no more.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the
Dragon's eyes just go blue, like flashing.
pairing.
That'd be hilarious. Trying to sneak off with a dragon. And pairing mode now activated.
Bing, bing. Yeah, I'll put a JBL in one of the dragon's mouths.
Please, bro. I haven't been able to watch a single episode without imagining somebody riding up on their dragon playing Fetty Wap, dog. The internet has ruined my viewing experience every time the dragons show up.
That shit is so funny. I think of YB every time because of Sheep Stealer and his underbite.
I did want to kind of come back to something you brought up, and then I kind of touched on as well. The entirety of this show is built on, blunders, hubris, and people not being prepared for these moments that honestly probably shouldn't exist, and they're not willing to buck tradition to admit. But something I think viewers should keep in mind that was reminded to me when I was watching, it might have been Watch the Thrones, I can't remember where. But in Old Valyria, the Targaryen name wasn't some high respected family. They weren't high on the totem pole when Old Valyria fell. And so it might play into just how unprepared they are. Sure, to the new landscape of Westeros, they are at the top because they have nukes with wings. But in terms of actual preparation for that moment, for the stature of that moment, for the responsibility that comes with lording over others and making these large sweeping decisions that affect entire villages, nations, countries, what have you, they were never supposed to be here. And so it does two things. In the triumph of the women of the Targaryen name, it's you've overcome all of these other things and this other of you never should have been here to begin with. For the rest, it's just like if one of the Kardashians was like president, like it would just be a mess of how did we get here?
God forbid a reality TV person becomes president. I just
don't know if we're ready for it.
You use the hypothetical like we not living in a real deal moment right now, my nigga. But that opens the question of, is anyone supposed to be in ruling?
I think that's what Alicent's time trying to run things kind of showed. Like, I don't know that anyone is really built for this because it's such an impossible ask of a position. But I do like the idea that they kind of just keep failing upwards as the story goes along, and they're this famed house when they were just lucky enough to make it out.
Human beings to a mob.
It's a mob to a king. It's a king to a god, nigga. Oh, don't lean back. Okay. Lean forward, nigga. We need your microphone. Yeah, there we go. Lean up. The dragon seeds. We're checking in on the dragon seeds. Ulf, Adam, Hugh. They all get legitimized. Ulf's dumbass says Targaryen. And Rhaenyra and David look at him like this
Under
kind
no
of felt
circumstance.
It kind of felt like a Parks and Rec episode at points too, or like something along there. Because like the look that they give each other,
it definitely gave that vibe at points. Yeah, especially as they're like rushing through the halls of the castle, like trying to get a bunch of updates on the fly. That's exactly what it felt like.
That Veep when Selena, I don't know if anyone's watched Veep here. But like when Selena Meyer has to deal with a bunch of stuff and all the idiots in her cabinet are just throwing stuff at her. And she's
I might have to run Veep back, man.
I love that show. That show's incredible. And they're all so stupid. But Ulf wanted to be a Targaryen. Hugh is just Hugh Hammer. And then Rhaenyra doing the thing of not legitimizing Adam and saying, Adam of Hull. And what that caused with Corlys. You can see they're planting seeds. Because now Adam feels a way not only about Rhaenyra not doing that, but Corlys naming Alan the heir and not him because he gave Alan that look. He was like kind of startled at dinner. So it's hard when your dad isn't around and your dad picks a favorite son. And it's like, why is that nigga?
I mean, but like, who's done, like, he's older, he does the most, he's clearly the more responsible. I feel like you're upset because your feelings are...
Adam's pretty damn responsible.
I mean,
he's never shown...
He hasn't, but I don't think he's shown any leadership capability and responsibility that Alan has.
Because he has an opportunity.
Yes, he has. He could have been doing what Alan was doing the whole time. He didn't want
Picked
to.
up a dragon.
He's a dragon rider.
No, but I'm saying even in the beginning when we're first introduced to Adam, he could have been riding with. He could have been.
Sure.
He don't want
He
to.
could have been equally yoked to his brother in terms of his rank.
He could
and
have.
stuff, yeah.
He don't want to. He wants to stay home. So it's like I feel like your feelings are hurt, but logically you can't really get mad that you're picking the person who has always jumped off the porch and handled business.
But there's no logic in that, though.
There's
There's no logic in the show, brother. They're talking about dragons.
But not even that. Like, you're dealing with two men who grew up without a father, who were poor while their father was rich, who have been yearning for the love of their father. And now the father is trying to build a relationship selfishly because he did not care about them kids like that. I'm 100% on the side of Corliss is just using them because he saw all his other little niggas getting got. And it's like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to have anyone to carry on my name. I need somebody. So that's why he's leaning so far into this. I think Corliss is a very, very selfish person. But all these things to be said, like, you're dealing with those kind of feelings. You're not going to think logically. My deadbeat dad that just came back in my life, picked my older brother to be his heir. I'm going to feel away just because that's natural. There's no logic to that. You can't.
I'm saying that's all feeling having that. I'm saying if you have logic, you understand it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
There's all feeling there, but if you have logic, it makes sense. Like, that's just how that goes. And then even with how that typically goes, it's always the first is the heir. Like,
Yeah. Like it bucked tradition while also just generally being something frustrating.
yeah.
Him, Ulf is just had it up to wit's end. That nigga gets bitched every time. He's definitely gonna turn. I forgot what happened this episode to where
They hoard him. They said absolutely not.
yeah, absolutely not. And then now you see Hugh be like, yo, nigga, where's my money? Where's that shit you promised me? Where my money at? And Rhaenyra's like, I'll get you eventually. I got shit to do. And he's like, when is that? She said, eventually, nigga. Don't worry about
She
it.
put dragon riders on pay after.
She said, look, I know I've been away. I'm trying to get my paper straight.
That nigga's wife left him, bruh.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Potter of the night.
That nigga's wife left him. He down bad. And
Horrendous.
you're telling, she said, just go get her. Like, it's that easy, Rhaenyra. Not everyone got their uncle infatuated with them. Like, they can't. She's like, yo, just go send for him. And he's like,
Just go kiss your mom. Why are you being weird about it? What?
That nigga has
Right.
nothing to bring to his wife. So you putting him, as you say, on Afterpay, it's a tough decision. I think they're planting the seeds, no pun intended, for the Dragon Riders, some of them at least, to have some
Revolting.
just they're losing faith in Rhaenyra. I think it's a big thing. Is like people are going to start losing faith in her. What do y'all feel? How y'all feel about the dragon seeds and how they're being treated?
I mean, yeah, it's same thing again. Kind of unfortunately that they're gonna have to realize that Rhaenyra, everything is not sweet. Oh, I was poor. I'm up. I'm a dragon rider. Oh, I'm getting bitched. Like, I'm middle management right now. That's the kind of like that's damn near what they realize. Like, oh shit, I'm middle
Assistant to the
management.
regional dragon rider.
Exactly. Like, they thought that shit was fly. It's not what it is. And I think that you're saying is there's going to be someone, and it looks like all the signs point to it being Ulf first, which may be a red herring, is going to get tired. Is like, fuck this. I'm up in pole. Like,
Up the blower.
I don't even think they uphold. I think they just leave. I think they switch sides.
Do you think anybody just flat out leaves to avoid the conflict altogether?
No,
Like,
I don't.
I have a dragon. I don't have to be a part of this. I can just go away from this.
I feel like that's a death warrant though, because I feel like at that point, if you just leave, eventually you're going to be living castle to castle, looking over your shoulder. Like,
Okay, hear me out on this. You flee, you switch sides, and while you're out, trying to find wherever your new camp's at, you run into Sir Christian Cole in the state that he's currently in. And he tells you, it doesn't really matter what side you're on, what your views are, what your beliefs are. We're all, like, it's all futile. It's all pointless. None of us are actually in control. Then what?
I still think that's a death warrant. Just going AWOL is worse than switching sides. If you switch sides, at least you got another team. Going AWOL, whoever wins may come after me in the end. So it's like it's almost I'm signing.
But you've also seen the dysfunction of how this operation is going from both
That's
ends. True. None of y'all are really capable of tracking me down.
I think it just boils down to these niggas are people that had nothing. So it's just like, who's going to give them the better living? I think it honestly just comes down to that.
I love how you put that like true like existential nihilism on Sir Christian Cole, who's just ultimately become a pussy. You said,
that's what he's moving.
Nah, he's checked out, man. He's like, none of it matters.
I know, but like, you made it sound much more philosophical. Like, none of this matters in the end. All of us are just grains of sand.
I feel like that's where we're at. He's
2
episodes away from, we live in a society, man, where...
Is that not what he said, though? Is that not something he said?
I get that. I'm saying I don't think it's
exuding.
from a point of intellectualism as much as he's just so broken. That's what I'm saying about Cole.
Yeah, no. His brain has just been shattered after watching somebody dump fire liquid on his man's nose.
He's Chris Moltisanti. He thinks he's smarter than what he is. But he's like, you think he's deep, but he's just like, no, nigga, that you just...
He's Christian Brown.
You're just tough. You're in a tough situation. I mean, Christian Brown. Corliss Rhaenyra. You notice how he said this when Damon wasn't around?
I was just about to ask. So, as it's happening, do you think he's going to make it out of the scene with his head?
Yeah.
Because I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As it started ramping up and as he started getting a little more animated, I was like, it's going to be time to...
I think he was going to make it out. He can't die episode 3.
Yeah, no, I think he...
So
I do think he'll make it.
You think he'll make it?
Yeah, I think he'll make it. I feel like everybody wants to talk shit when Damon's not around because Damon's fucking nuts. So it's like everybody wants to come to Rhaenyra or whatever.
I mean,
it's
plus
like,
he wiped his brother off the board. Like there's some evidence there, you know, in a one swift motion.
Par for the course. Par for the course with Damon. Where do y'all stand on Corliss and him lashing out at Rhaenyra and his points made about how Rhaenyra is moving and the legitimization of his heirs? Vaughn, I'm coming to you first.
I think I wonder more about how long he sticks around than I did with the Dragon Seeds. Like how many more? Because I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon. How many more ridiculous antics, decisions, rationales is she going to be able to present forth to this bare bones council that she's leaning on as heavily as she can? What's going to be that straw that breaks the camel's back for him, where he either says too much in the wrong company of Daemon or whoever it may be, or grabs up all his black babies?
Again, if they're not gonna be legitimized, he ain't grabbing nobody up.
I don't know.
The nigga's out of here. I truly think he doesn't really care about his. Or does
he go full like Joffrey? Like, never mind, dude. I'm just out.
I don't know. What he was saying to Rhaenyra about her being a hypocrite and those kind of things. Where do you lie in terms of what Rhaenyra's decisions not to legitimize them, and then him being like, your whole line are bastards?
It felt like, you remember after episodes 1 and 2 how you talked about the framing of Rhaenyra and the Blacks as the correct and justified side in this battle, right? This felt like the counterbalance to that. Like, all right, cool, our team is on top. Here's all the other shit they got to deal with. Here's all the other things they have to deal with in-house before they can be considered any level of successful in their endeavor.
Yeah. Actually, Lael, coming to you first before I get my point. I want to hear what you think about kind of this whole confrontation.
I don't know. I think that what?
My light went off. It's all good.
I don't know. As you all are talking about it, I'm admittedly not thinking I did. I'm taking it more at face value, and I'm thinking that he's just gonna dip off and just like fuck it. I'm going back to whatever I have left here if he can't get his way, and then maybe come back around. But I don't really have like a crazy motivation of where he's gonna go. To be honest, I think I was more focused on the other parts of this episode.
My niggas, I'm not talking about where this nigga's going. I'm talking about him saying to Rhaenyra, your whole life, your whole bloodline are bastards. And I'm talking about him combating Rhaenyra's line of thinking. I don't care about where he's going. I'm talking about, was he right in what he was saying, or was he tripping?
I misunderstood. I mean, kinda. Yeah. I mean, he's not factually, he's not wrong.
He's not. Neither was his brother, but he's not wrong, and he stuck around for some of the more difficult parts since that incident, as kind of just my line of like timeline. Like he, if anybody, has the room to say these things off of his sacrifices alone.
Yeah,
he might be equity. The closest in terms of sacrifices made up to this point, both voluntary and involuntary.
Lost his wife, his couple heirs to Driftmark,
a few dragons along with that.
His place is burned down.
Yeah,
I think it's a very nuanced conversation in that what he's saying is correct. Like, Rhaenyra has ultimately all her kids lived as bastards, and the moment that Joffrey becomes of age, he's going to be a Targaryen. He's not a Valerian anymore. Like, he's a Targaryen, so he literally has no other way of carrying on his name, which seems to be his whole big thing. I get where Rhaenyra's coming from in the sense that, like, her whole thing is like having to legitimize, like having to feel legitimacy from not only her gender and who she is, her being a woman, but like who she mated with, who she had kids with. So I feel that she doesn't want to be undermined. But it's still fuck when your most loyal soldier, to y'all's point, is done everything and you're like, I can't do it because I can't have, one, people talking even though they're already talking, and two, it makes what I did that much more like fucked, I guess.
It doesn't though, but
go ahead.
It doesn't though. I think it's just like the whole speck of wood in my eye makes that seem so much bigger. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, for her to legitimize them, what's really at stake for her?
Doing right by those that did right by her.
Like, she's not really losing shit. Even the bastards that she would have had are dead at this point. Like, what really does she have to fucking lose?
It reinforces everything that everyone said about her. So then it puts into that imposter syndrome thing that you're talking about earlier, where it's like,
I think the weight of that is a lot different because she's been wearing it this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you think logically, no, this shows that, hey, I'll honor people who are born small folk with royal blood, and I'll put you in your right place. That gives a sign of hope to the people. Again, I think brains are kind of fucked up here because people are living through their own, like, fucked up world that they're going through. If you put the logic on and remove yourself from the situation, you realize, oh shit, them poor niggas might like this. That may speak more than robbing the rich niggas.
I don't think the poor niggas care.
I think a lot of them would care. They'll say, yo, that's like the whole point of like A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, but this is different.
It's different, but it's the idea. It's the same thing that keeps a lot of these niggas in this idea of like they want extreme capitalism right now. Oh, a nigga can make it here? Fuck.
But they only made it because of their heritage. It's not like some
because
random
of their heritage. But I'm saying if she were to do that, it's like, oh shit, somebody made it. Like they made it out. That it's not like they're like it's giving them a hope, a false hope, but it's giving them a hope is what I'm saying.
I think we're overestimating the small folks care for things that happen at the top of King's Landing, especially since them niggas are starving and eating
It's
rats.
a small sign. I think it's a small sign that's like, oh shit, okay.
I think a better sign would be giving me food.
Well, she did.
I think the small folk, in terms of the circumstance and all the things that go around being highborn, the ceremony of it all, and the ornament of it all, is something for small folk that is important because they are told it is by the people directly able to affect their way of living.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where the weight of that is. It's, if I need to feel like this is important because you feel like it needs to be important because that directly affects my ability to do day-to-day stuff, sure, fine. Outside of that, I don't know that they care that much.
Yeah. Especially with when they find out that she was or when they finally kind of care and put into perspective the fact that she's the reason that they didn't have food because the blockade she put in. That old legitimizing these niggas doesn't matter.
That's politics. You got to do the thing you got to pull the wool over the eye for a second. Be like, oh shit, okay. You know you did something fucked up. That's politics.
I just don't think that's enough for them to be like, let me forget about me starving.
No, it's not enough, but it buys you a moment. That's why I'm saying this.
And I think they mentioned that in the episode of like, hey, this gesture will only buy you some temporary amount of time.
Wasn't that not done?
To circle back on what you were originally asking, I think the real issue is how she went about it. I think the real sin here for Rhaenyra is not having that conversation prior and at least trying to level. Hey, I know what you're about and what you're trying to do, and I think all those things are noble, like I told you at the dinner table. Up front, I've got X, Y, and Z I need to knock out first. Surely you can sympathize and empathize with what I'm up against in terms of my legacy up to this point and trying to just get things back on track. But instead making that swift decision in the moment after, telling Corlys one thing, that's the ultimate sin a lot more, I think, than failing to legitimize them in that ceremony.
It's not showing faith in the people that stood by her. And I think she is operating with a little bit of distrust because she feels like everyone in her council fucked her over. So she's like kind of looking at the people on her side a little differently, which is not necessarily fair considering Corlys is the one that, like you said, lost the most pretty much next to her. We went too long without mentioning Alicent. So I want to touch on Alicent. We can get up out of here. She's trapped, not prisoner, but at the same time having to like deal with these things that she's not a prisoner. Rhaenyra told her that, yeah, we're gonna treat you good and we're gonna feed you and clothe you. But then Rhaenyra always comes up to her and be like, yeah, we're gonna kill your son. Hey, we're gonna do this, this, and this. We're gonna kill your other son. And this and this.
They make such an earnest attempt to be a girl's girl in the middle of like family war, and it never pans out. But I appreciate that they make the effort every time. I don't know why. I just find it really funny.
I think again, it's asking a lot of Alicent now because she did everything she was supposed to do. She got Aemon out of there. Aegon's no longer. Rhaenyra is on the throne, but now it's like, oh, now I got to kill your other son. Oh, now I got to kill your father. Oh, now I'm gonna keep your daughter here cooped up, who is not all there. Bless her heart. Bless Helena's heart, man. But it's tough.
I do want to highlight the way she played the, well, you did kind of kill my dad card. I really enjoyed that.
She was like, yeah, which you knew she was gonna have some feelings about it, even though he is the reason why all this happened. He's a piece of shit. But like, it's again kind of like to the Adam and Alan point. It's like, it's your father. You got to feel away.
Yeah.
No one can kill my dad but me. Type shit. So Alicent's in a weird predicament of like, and I'm curious to see how she gets out of this or like where her story ends up. She's kind of like a pseudo advisor to Rhaenyra, like Rhaenyra was having a crisis of faith and understanding and kind of not believing in herself, and Alicent's like, "You gonna have to change, dog. It's gonna change you. You got to do this." And Rhaenyra is like, "My father didn't, my dad didn't," and Alicent's like, "Bro, we're on two different playing fields." Like, even though Alicent is a prisoner and they have been at odds, she's still kind of being the person in her ear, like, "Hey, this is a completely different game you're playing." Because she felt the same thing when Aegon and Aemon were in charge, because they were not listening to her and they were looking at her different. Even though she ran the King's Landing in the background, they looked at her different because she's a woman. So she's like the only person that really could have that conversation with Rhaenyra. But she's still a prisoner. It's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, and I'm curious to see where this goes. What are y'all's thoughts on where Alicent and Helaena now stand right now?
I think that I like this little dynamic where I wonder how long it's going to last like this, though. I like it. I wonder how long it's going to last like this, where it's like, yeah, you're like my little political prisoner right now, but at the same time, I'm still coming to you, and like in a weird little way, I feel like they kind of feel like something came back of their friendship. Well, you're trying to say, I know what you're trying to.
They gonna fuck, guys. They gonna bump uglies or something. There's no way they don't. They're in too close proximity to not at
Lady
least.
of Whispers getting in on that. We placing a Kalshi slip on this. What's up?
me the whole time. Flash on.
He would be like Lee in the corner. Slow down, baby.
Sorry, Leia. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
I know. I like it because I'm just like, it's like all of the tension of playing Jenga and wondering when that block is going to come out that fucks this up, because they're in like a oddly functional place for all that's transpired in the last episode.
Yeah. And now that Darren's alive, that's another thing.
another wrinkle, yeah.
Another wrinkle into it. And it's also funny because she even mentioned that she doesn't really know the boy. So like, it's another case of like, we don't have these relationships like Adam and Corlys, or who's the other one that made? Who the fuck I made? Like, or Otto and Alicent, and now it's Alicent and Darren. Like, these relationships are shattered or non-existent, but they're still a part of me.
And it doesn't matter how you're born.
No.
Whether you're a bastard or how, like, it affects them all. I think I'm kind of replaying everything we've covered. So you made the point that the entire episode is kind of shaped around Rhaenyra and, all the proceedings of her taking King's Landing. I feel like for all the secondary characters, it was a lot of setting up of where's this foundation going to crumble and how so?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm wondering where it's going to go for Alicent. But it's a two-way go for me. Is she going to go into business for the name of her family, or is it going to get more off the rails and she's going to have to go into business strictly for herself?
That doesn't work for me, brother.
It feels like the show up to this point has proven she's willing to do both, and I really want to see the circumstances push her to where she goes into business strictly for herself. Not even necessarily to be against Rhaenyra, but to escape this hellscape one way or the other.
I think Helena's her lifeline. I think Helena is like the thing holding her together. And guys, I don't know how long we've seen this story before, guys. We've seen this story before. The timid of the royal family never really has a good turnout. So, and she, again, bless her soul, she wants to handle chicken. I think it's the case of too good for this world, and when you have people in Game of Thrones,
possibly the purest of heart since like Hodor,
hands down, right? Love her. She's just not built for it, and I'm really nervous about what's gonna happen to her. I'm really nervous.
The dog in her is like a teacup Yorkie.
Exactly, and
damn.
to your point, this whole episode is where everybody stands in proximity to Rhaenyra. Everything is a relationship to Rhaenyra. And then Damon and her and David be like, do them niggas, cuh. And she'd be like, not now. He's like, do them, nigga. We gods. So we set up the relationships. Again, feels like
we was dragons.
we was dragons. You think David walks around?
He's definitely done that in like a boring meeting of the council. Like,
oh, Vaughn, I got a bone to pick with you because you tweeted, I'm sad that Damon and Rhaenyra are niece and uncle and niece because I know Damon be fucking the shit.
Don't
out
do
of
that.
her. And I can't believe you.
There's nothing I'm more certain is about to be followed by some bullshit than I saw your tweets from you specifically. I knew it was gonna be some bullshit. I knew it wasn't gonna be what I actually tweeted today. And it's still over delivered.
You gotta be better, dog. You're nasty. You're a little nasty. Overall, I really like this episode. I think it was really good. I enjoyed this conversation. We're in the swing of it now, guys. This episode's 4 and we're halfway through the season. I think once we had kind of glossed over not like doing BBLs. So I think once we get to halfway through the season, I think we should BBL like first half, second half, just to kind of
do a BBL and then check up on the BBL at the end. Post op.
Yeah. Post op. You're funny as shit, dog.
It's gonna lead us right into lanterns.
I
Literally,
can't wait.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Might be floating.
Odyssey, House of the Dragon, Spider-Man, Lanterns.
Spooderman.
What a year.
X-Men 97.
Please. There's too much heat.
I haven't watched.
We do need to discuss that off pod, though. I need y'all to watch that.
I haven't watched it. And I'm waiting for the new Dewey Allen film. That's just me, though. I'm excited, man. This is heating up. This is a really good start to the season. I think it keeps getting better. I want more of these episodes. I want more different perspectives and experimentation done within this show. Give us something new. Give us something fresh. I promise you, people are receptive to these kind of things. So, y'all closing remarks on the episode, and then we'll do whatever game Leo has for us.
No game. Let's just go eat.
That nigga, bro. That nigga is broken.
Too real.
Bro said, "Let's just go eat." My nigga's stomach is rumbling.
Shit rattling like it got 2 15s in the trunk. He like, please.
Bro, go eat that shit like Tony Soprano. That nigga not gonna look up for the plate.
That's fine. As long as you don't bust out no dance moves, everything's good.
Oh man. Hey guys, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing this. As always, thank you all for listening. Leave 5 stars wherever you listen to the podcast. All that jazz. Great movie. All that jazz. You should watch it if you haven't. And we will catch y'all next week for House of the Dragon. And then we'll see y'all for the invite. Y'all have any closing remarks?
Stay black to who it concerns.
Happy Tuesday to those it applies to.
Rhaenyra and Allison are going to bump ugly soon, guys. Get ready. Get your bibs ready, because I'm going to be drooling.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
See y'all.